Hello, everyone, and welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs, the 4-time Retailer of the Year. We've got the Fan Show guys with us, Dr. Chad, Roy May, and Ava Davis making her debut at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Favorite part of the show, Roy?
McGee going old man.
Okay. Chad?
Oh, volleyball. Bringing it back, getting us excited. Coach Jamie.
Okay. Ava?
I was just super excited to be here.
Okay. It's your debut.
It's my debut, but I'm also ready to see what baseball does tonight.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
The camera's not rolling.
Okay.
Is the show way more crazy than you expected? Like, we a bunch of knuckleheads? Or like, no, this is a very professional ship we got here?
I think both. I think both.
Okay.
Yeah, it's professional and we're knuckleheads.
Yes. Well, by the way, I don't think anybody got the rewind right. Today on the show, McGee, you got him right.
Nailed.
Early. Anybody say Early? Nope. Anybody say Ralph Russo? Ralph Russo was fantastic.
That was a really good interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
And somehow, and I disagree with this, the Fan Show made it on the rewind.
See, short on content, man.
Check it out.
Pro sports, a little bit different just because the nature of the beast. It's like, hey, it's not really up to the player where they're loyal. I mean, they're obviously, yeah, they can accept a deal from multiple teams in free agency, but
plus it's the longevity.
Exactly. It's that's impossible. But to your point, college sports, that's where the player really chooses where they go play.
Right.
And to me, the ironclad is I signed day one at a school and I finish my career at that school. That's the ultimate commitment. That to me is, now here's another one like Trevor Knight. Like, do you consider him an Aggie or a Sooner?
He's one that I'm okay with both.
Yeah.
Right. And in my head, it makes sense. It may not make sense to others, but in my head, he loves A&M. He loves Oklahoma.
Yeah. It's a hard I can't really get my arms around it. I grew up a coach's kid, and he always instilled in me and my dad that, you got to be loyal to your coaches. And so when I was in 8th grade and 9th grade, we ran the wishbone. And I got to throw the ball twice a game, which really...
Kind of like under Fayette Shelby.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were about to pivot. And so it really prepared me for a lot of stages in life, like where you got to be loyal to guys, even when, you don't think it's maybe in your best interest, right? And so...
Was that hard?
Boy, he lived it.
It was very hard. Yeah, it's difficult, right? Because
But it's your dad, it's your coach, it's your guy.
Yeah, well, my dad wasn't my football coach, so he was my basketball coach, and I always found a way to get in trouble on the basketball court.
Did you play basketball?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'll say I never knew that.
Really?
Because you always talk like you don't know the game and don't really like it and all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you play because your dad made you.
Just because I play, my junior year I was hurt, but played up until my sophomore year. But just because I play doesn't mean I know the game, right? Like high school sports, okay. My dad ran the old drag offense. I don't know. Does that ring a bell? It's like hand the ball at the top. It's kind of like little Hoosiers. I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, I have a hard time with this because for me, most of these guys, they come and go so quickly.
Yeah.
That I don't really identify them, even if A&M was their last school, if they were here for a year, like think about all the wide receivers last year that transferred in that are gone, that went pro or wherever. This was their last stop. I don't really identify them, though, as like Aggies. Like if I'm out hiring, I'm not like, oh, this guy was, finished his last year of 3 at A&M.
What do you think of Jay Sternberger?
Aggie.
Yeah.
From asking about individual arms to the staff as a whole, whether it be relievers or your starting rotation, what is going to be key for your pitching staff to hold down an offense as prolific as Georgia's in their home ballpark?
I think the biggest thing is just limiting free passes. I mean, they're gonna hit. I hope they don't, but you would think a team that hits a lot of home runs at home, like they're gonna get their home runs, but let's limit how they get them. Like we don't want them. You don't want to give up home runs after an error or after a walk. So limit those opportunities. I mean, I think our guys are going to do great. I mean, they've done well against similar caliber teams, and I would say ballparks that are pretty offensive too. So just got to limit all the free passes, and that's not just pitching, that's defense, and just give ourselves a better chance to win. I mean, that's going to be the key to all of it. Like they're going to be offensive, so you can't let them be more offensive than they're already going to be.
Coach Earley, analysts and fans talk about the postseason. Do you allow the postseason talk to be part of the messaging? Is it no? I've got to focus on tonight, and that's it.
Yeah, it's just on tonight. I mean, you can't hide from it. Like our guys are aware. I'm sure every time they open their Twitter account. They'll see some opinion on what we need to do and this and that. So I can't control what they see, but I can control what we talk about. And it's just playing. It's called a season for a reason. It's not a game. It's not a series. It's not a week. It's a season. And you play out the season, and then you look up and, you make your evaluation at the end of the year with the things you could have done better. And man, that really hurt us then. That hurt us then. But right now it's just about today. And that's how I approach it. And that's how we're going to continue to approach it. And then we'll look up and, you play out the season and you see what happens.
Is there a mental recovery that happens during a week after Sunday? Obviously the players look a little dejected. Is a little time away, does that help mentally?
Yeah, I think for sure. Definitely. I mean, baseball, sometimes you got to get away from the game, and because it'll beat you up. It's really, really mental. Guys were pretty upset this weekend. There's a mixture of reasons. You had a lot of guys, it's probably their last game at Bluebell, and then, just to mix in with the losing and the situation we're in. But I think just over the last 2 days of practice, spirits have been high. They're in a good spot. Not a team that's still dwelling on the past, but recognizing it and then, moving forward and going to keep playing hard.
Yeah, listen, I do think Elko seems still to be like his career is still short enough that yes, if you want to say that, the jury's still out on what exactly he will be as a Texas A&M coach. Well, of course, he's had 2 years at Duke and 1 year at Texas A&M. You're more than welcome to still be cautiously optimistic about where he can take this program. In the short term, yeah, I kind of think you nailed it. They overachieved a little bit last year, but the record ended up being familiar, right? Ultimately, you got a season that looked similar to other recent seasons, but probably felt a little better. Overall, it felt like it was a good beginning. Like this offensive line, which is really veteran and huge. Interesting to see that they didn't go portal shopping and they decided Marcel Reed was their guy, right? I think that's just an interesting statement on who the kid is, what his talent is, and where you are going forward. You bring in a bunch of portal receivers that hopefully creates some explosive plays that you were desperately lacking last year. Your running backs get healthy. The defensive front, maybe not as good, but hopefully you do a little better in the back end, right? And I think it all adds up to what you said, which is I see progress. This looks like a pretty good roster. But then I look at the roster compared to the very top of the SEC, and I find myself going, oh, yeah, you need at least one more year. You need at least one more full recruiting class, and your freshmen in this recruiting class to get older and develop. You're just still a year away from really banging heads against the top of the SEC. And then the one other thing, which I'm sure your viewers aren't going to love, but what does the dynamic of, okay, we need a little patience, we're not quite up to the top of the SEC, but Texas is at the top of the SEC. And does that create a certain angst among Aggies that makes them want to hit the fast forward button on this rebuild? And hey, this is not good enough. Right? We can't be 9-3 and be satisfied when Texas is contending for a national championship. I think that dynamic of what is going on in Austin and what is going on in College Station is always interesting to me. And I wonder if it accelerates some of the angst in College Station.
Everybody in that locker room is hurting more than we are, but it's what happened? Yeah. It's there's this mental block, and at the speculation, they were number one at the beginning, got in their head, and a few injuries. But I'm with you, Roy. It's not over.
It's not.
We can't quit on the guys. They're not going to quit. We've seen that, especially. I think the highlight moment to pivot off of is Tennessee that Friday night. We just get waxed, and then from then there was a huge momentum. So we know this team can turn on a dime.
Yeah,
and I just think you go into Georgia. Obviously, Georgia's got some. They've got some dogs. Right?
Georgia's. I think Georgia's underrated, quite frankly.
Yeah, they're.
I think they're underranked.
If we go in and take care of business there, we've seen our team do that. So I know, and Coach Earley's had a tough go. So I personally, I will never get on the boards. You'll never see my name on the boards dogging our guys. Because
Because you use a sock.
Jeez. Quite honestly, I just believe in those guys, and I do believe in Coach Earley, and I think Georgia's it's gonna be the weekend for us right here. Like you got it, you can't do what we did last week.
So give me what he's drinking.
Well,
go ahead, Roy.
right, yeah. Well, for me, I think the season has been like incredible. Like let's just, I get it. Yeah, we were number one I get it. Like we're not going to talk about that. I think it's been the drastic swings that we've seen.
Yeah.
So like the Tennessee one. So we're playing kind of mediocre baseball, and it culminates in this thrashing, in Knoxville, and then all of a sudden, it's like the team we expected to have, right? And they go on this run. And I think the Texas series, I think that it's the problem with the angst there is like, because it's also Texas, right?
Yeah.
If we don't get swept, I think we're actually probably okay with that weekend. If we eke out one win and even get smoked in the other two, if we eked out one, I think we'd been fine. The Missouri weekend is just where you're like, what in the crap did I just witness?
Yep.
And it was, and I saw posts on the board like you could tell the boys to quit. Why would they quit? They had everything in front of them to play. Focus, approach, like just everything went sideways. But you still got a series left, and you still got Hoover. Yeah. But I don't even care about Hoover. Like, bro, today, like in 7 hours.
See, let's close it out here on TexAgs Rewind. Ava, can you tell the people what to do? Oh, you might need help.
Okay.
What do you think the people should do?
Like and subscribe.
Did he tell you? I'm not watching. Did he tell you?
Yes. Well, he gave me a thumbs up.
Like, subscribe, what else?
Like, subscribe, follow, comment, and share.
He helped you. You're not allowed to help. We'll see you next time.